Alright, today we're going to be using an IDE hard drive with a very modern PC. This is a Ryzen 3 1300, and I'm running the latest version of Linux Mint off this SSD. It's all very modern stuff, and I've got a little IDE to SATA connector. Usually I wouldn't have this messy of a power supply situation, but you can see I've got two of them in there. Only this one is running. The one that's installed in the chassis didn't have the requisite floppy connector, so I had to switch it out, but that's just temporary. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Nope, if I can find the plug. Ooh, it's almost there. Yep, there we go. There we go. It's making noise. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, goodness. Listen to that. It's not sent video out yet, but I know AM4 systems can be a little funny with new hardware. It's a 10 gigabyte max storage drive, nothing special, and that's exactly why I used it for this test. It's something I'm not too concerned about letting go of, if needs be. Earlier on, I was actually trying to run some IDE CD drives off of a, I want to say, LGA 1366 system. Here, I'll actually show you it. There we go. That was actually in the big black workstation for a while. I've since upgraded it to be AM4, but you can see it's got some legacy PCI slots on it, which I had intended to run with this, but it was being a little funny, no shit. A PCI Maxtor Promise Technologies IDE card from the year 2000 is being funny with, I think it's a Sandy Bridge system, maybe a little newer. Not all that familiar with Intel code names. Right, it's still not posted or done anything. So now is the time on Sprockets where we get to be worried. I didn't connect the additional EPS power connector, so I'll work on that and maybe it'll fix itself. Alright, plugged in the additional power connector and it's gone much better for us. This should be no problem at all. Alright, finally decided to post and go into the BIOS. Does not look like it's recognizing. Does not look like it's recognizing the hard drive, at least not as a boot device. So let's see. Oh no, it's seeing it actually. 3.3 gigabytes. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a 10 gigabyte drive. That, could be wrong. These old drives, they aren't labeled very well. They don't just give you the size. Kind of got to figure it out for yourself. So that just means you can't boot from it, which is a good thing. As far as I'm concerned, I don't want to boot from God knows whatever virus infected Windows XP installs on there. Might actually be like Windows 2000. That drive came from my grandpa. He seems like the sort to have installed Windows 2000, because I recall seeing things in his hoard about him not being too impressed with Windows ME. Yeah, just discard and exit. Works. In fact, my other grandpa actually found in his pile of stuff a Windows 2000 bootleg CD, or at least a copy. Had a license key on it, so theoretically it shouldn't be bootleg, but you know, with him I really wouldn't be surprised. Still really churning away there. You know, it's almost like there's a reason Mac store drives got a reputation for being slow, unreliable pieces of shit. We'll see how long it decides to take to boot. Alright, so I finally got it working. This is not the same drive. What I came to find out, you can see it booted very quick there, or at least posted. That was the big issue. It boots reasonably quick too. You know, it's Linux Mint on a cheap SSD. What is it? Silicon Power. We're already to a usable desktop. It's just fine. But you can see I've got it hooked up just the same as the other one, as this one here. But this one actually works. Let's see, I tried a few different drives. This one didn't work, obviously. This one worked. That works, obviously. And that one also did not work. It's at this point, I think those other drives might just be dead. I also want to check them on a native IDE system. But at this point, I won't give any marks against the little adapter. It's worked fine so far. At least, I mean, it's read both of the known working drives at decent speeds. You know, for old slow hard drives, I've got nothing to complain about. I've set all of these to master as indicated in the instructions, and yeah, some of them work, some of them don't, you know. But here I can actually show you. We're able to mount it just fine. See, we've got Windows 98 undo. So, I think this might actually be like a Windows 95 install that got upgraded at some point to Windows 98. I just read privacy as piracy. What's this say? Prototyping an armored data vault. Rights management on Big Brother's computer. How about that? Also, the flickering present on the monitor is not apparent in real life. This monitor works between, I want to say, 60 and 75 hertz. We can actually check. Image control, maybe? Clock. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I know it can go up to 75 hertz. So, maybe it's set there. But you can see I've had no trouble at all imaging the drive, and yeah, you can go away now, buddy. There we go. Yeah, the adapter works. So I'm over here imaging old hard drives so that I can use them in my computers. And plug this one in, lo and behold, I understand this is something that anime people are looking for. BBC. Is this big black cock or the British Broadcasting Service? Yeah, sure. Whoa. British Broadcasting Service CDs. See what else the Evangelion has for us. True Type, hey, that's something. I recognize that. Netscape Real Player. Arcade. Oh, well, I don't have speakers plugged in. But if I did, you'd be hearing BZ10 right now. Isn't that something? Net 10. Well, that's Evangelion for you. I don't know what the anime is, but there's the One Piece